So I lost my job to start the year, or basically to end the year, just like the title says in the video. I had my year-end review after Christmas break, and they went and told me that it wasn't working out. They weren't pleased with the work I was doing, and it blindsided me because obviously no one wants to lose their job, their title, credentials, all of that sort of stuff, whatever privileges come with that position. And the fact of the matter is I was in the middle of a few projects that I really wanted to see, but circumstances in life caused me to not be able to show up as my best. And thing is, I understood it. They were like, "Oh, thank you for taking it so well." I think they were prepared for me to wow out and they have to call the cops or something. I don't know, but shit, I already knew where my life was headed and what direction that I'm going in and what I wanted to focus on. And it was going to be very hard to do that with this full-time position and all of my own goals. So, I took it as a sign that, this is supposed to happen. This is right on time. And, I wasn't as worried as, losing jobs before and being out of work or what have you, because I've had and found something last year in myself that I didn't really have, a strong sense of identity and who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing in my life. And, happy to have the title that I had, I'm still a community organizer, just not for that, entity, that company, nonprofit, what have you. And, but the point of identity being that I don't have to worry as much as I would have before, because I know there's something else for me to do. And so this is basically why I'm out here doing this and starting this YouTube, because I always wanted to start YouTube, of course, but back in the days being so self-conscious and oh, what do I look good enough? Are my clothes cool enough? Is my smile nice enough? Is it white enough, or anything like that? And I'm at this point in my life where I am truly confident in myself to be you know what? Yeah, those are really not an issue, as it's not an issue that I thought it was. So being that I'm more comfortable in myself than I've ever been in life, this is a perfect time for me to go ahead and start doing this thing that could potentially come something great. So if anybody happens to be watching this, I just want to tell you, my message is believe in yourself, bet on yourself, and being yourself will pay off. I know it doesn't seem like it all the time, but as long as you stay true to yourself and you stay committed to self-improvement, and even if, not on purpose, you're going to end up influencing other people to be more confident in who they are, to be themselves, to walk in their purpose. And that's a great thing, for you to be able to do, for anyone to be able to do, because we all need each other in this world, but having a strong sense of self is what's going to go a long way for us to be able to help one another. So, this is it's not that hard for me to do, honestly, but it is a little rough just to put yourself out there in a vulnerable state and position, which, I'm comfortable with doing, just because, I appreciate spaces like support groups and things like that, and that's a space where you should be vulnerable. And when other people are less, certain or unsure how vulnerable they could be, or less comfortable with being vulnerable, when one person, or if I show that I'm comfortable with being vulnerable, that will most likely help inspire or motivate them to do the same. So, you know, it's been kind of hard, like who to tell, when, where, why, how, and so now I'm basically telling the whole world at once, you know, that I don't have the position I used to have, but it's all to the good because I'm still me. I believe in me. I trust me. I love me. And yeah, I'll be all right. Even though, you know, I don't have a regular paycheck coming in anymore as far as, you know, what it used to be. But I know that there's bigger and better for me on the horizon. So I hope that whoever is listening to this or checks this out can just see that no matter what, in whatever standing in life, you have an opportunity to always do better. Always believe in yourself, bank on yourself, trust yourself, and it doesn't matter who doesn't want you where, or who doesn't think you deserve to do this, or just doesn't think that you're able to help them in the capacity that, you know, they would like. And that's fine too, because, you know, you gotta do what's best for you, and you don't want to be in any space where people don't believe in your abilities or don't think that you can get it done, or what have you. And shit, if things are happening, like, you know, for me, it was hard for so many reasons for me to do some of the, like, something that wasn't as hard, but for whatever reason, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, you know, at times I just couldn't. And part of it may be because that wasn't the end all be all of what I'm supposed to be doing in my life. And this is a great time for me to jump off and do what I'm meant to do. So ultimately, I'm grateful for the time that I spent there, and then I'm grateful for where I am now and what I've been able to find in and of myself, you know, there and just anywhere. All the standings in life and all I've been, you know, it all led me to this point where basically I feel so much more comfortable or confident in myself, who I am and what I'm doing in life. There isn't as much the self-consciousness that I used to have when I was younger. It's like, it's crazy because most people have no idea, like, just how unself-confident I used to be and how long it took me to reach this place. And, you know, when people are like, oh, I see you doing this, that, and the third, and so much, it's like, yeah, but because you didn't see how long I was idle, like not doing anything for real with my life, and what it takes to build yourself up from depression and things like that. And again, I've been in this place before, so I know what it's like. Oh, you're out of work and what have you. You're gonna have to work harder than you did when you had a job. Honestly, you're gonna have to continue to get out of bed at the same time and get dressed and leave the house and be productive even more so, because it's all on you. And so just knowing those things, knowing that it's important for me to continue to work out and, you know, get those endorphins to feel good, everything to fight depression. You don't lay in bed until noon, you know what I mean? And think you're gonna be successful or have a good day. It's just gonna go downhill and you're gonna spiral downwards. And that's not obviously what you want. You know, we're all about elevating, and regardless of circumstance. So, you know, that's why they say the setback is a setup for a bigger comeback. You know what I mean? So, whatever, something like that. So, but yeah, if you always have that perspective and mindset that, you know, regardless of whatever, you're gonna win, it's inevitable. And you continue, you persist, you stay consistent, it's bound to happen. As long as you never quit, that win is going to happen. So for anybody else maybe going through a similar situation, I just want to tell you, you're good. Continue on. Believe in yourself. That's the main key. Take care of yourself and protect yourself as well, because everybody may not see the same vision that you have, and that's okay. You know, it's up to you to continue to believe in your vision and make it come to fruition. And then when it's more tangible, they'll believe. Then they'll have no choice but to believe. I've shifted my circumstances, my reality so much that I've seen the referendum that it causes in people's brains. Like, oh, I thought you were this low level, this and that, and you were just a ne'er-do-well, pothead, this and that, waste man, you know what they say, right? And shit, when you decide that's no longer who I want to be in life, and you start to believe in yourself, do things that empower you, and you feel better. And now people are like, oh, I see you everywhere doing all this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, it's, you know, it's just what I'm called to do. So I'm grateful to have found a purpose, and we all have our purpose, and we all have our callings. It's about if you answer them or not. So I just want anybody who may be listening to this to just listen for your calling if you don't have it already. And if you do, you know what you got to do. You got to pursue it full force with veracity. And no one else is going to do it except you. So, you know, take it serious. And so, you know, thank you for anybody watching. This is my introduction to my YouTube channel. You know, stay tuned. I'm gonna have a lot of cool stuff on here. Diversify the content. I may continue to do this, building a public and just giving y'all real sentiments and insights and what have you. But I'm also gonna have some really dope introspective, retrospective stuff going on, speaking about, you know, my childhood and everything, how I grew up, and basically how I got here and how I became who I am. And my name is Gerard. I realized I had not introduced myself yet. My name is Gerard Amir Shakir, and I'm tempted to like describe myself with all these titles and what have you, but you know, I'm me. I'm a person. I'm a being, and I'm just a man that is honestly committed to self-improvement, because that's one thing that we always have, and one thing we could always do until the day that we die is continue to learn. So that's all that it's about, because, you know, who wants to be in the same place forever? My dude with the deer park coming to get the snow. Yeah, so it's important for me to just stay active, busy, and occupy myself with productive things. So sometimes it's coming out here, and I love a walk to clear my head. So even though it's winter and one of the illest winter snowstorms that the country or the Midwest or Cleveland has seen in a long, long time, but you know, I need to clear my head. So even early morning like this, just to come and find some time for myself and be alone with my thoughts, and I'll share my thoughts with, you know, the world. You know, it's important for me to do. I think it's an important thing for everybody to do, just to be active and not let, you know, depression and bad thoughts and anxiety take control of you. You know, you control your mind, you control everything as long as you believe that you do. So, yep, another snowy, cold day. Not as cold as it has been. So, in lovely Cleveland, Ohio. If you're from Cleveland, you probably know where I'm at walking around. If you know me, you know where I be. You know my neighborhood. So, just taking a cool stroll, starting my day on the way to just be as productive as possible. So thank you for anybody who's been checking this out, watching, inspired. Maybe you could find something from this. I'll continue to do this. I'm sure I'll get better. Yeah, thank you all for watching. And I really do just want to let people know that the power in believing in yourself and being who you are is going to take you everywhere you want to be in life. So don't let anybody tell you what you can't do or who you can be, or basically who you are, because you're always going to have a chance to be a better version of you tomorrow. And being grateful for that opportunity and honoring that is going to propel you wherever you want to be. So, hope everybody take care of themselves. It's going to be an amazing year. And yeah, just continue to hopefully tap in with what I got going on here on YouTube now. And yeah, basically we just gonna continue to do the damn thing. It's funny because I told him at work, I was like, you know, hey, I volunteered to finish some of these projects that I've been working on because I want to see them happen. But I also told him, when I make multi-million dollars from YouTube, I'm going to donate. So, because I still believe in the cause and everything. But yeah, this is what we doing. This is where we at. This is where I'm at in life and what I'm having to do, what I have to respond to. And honestly, I'm excited. I can't be nothing but excited. Like, I know I'm ready, and I can't wait for everybody to see all the cool stuff that I got going on and me and my peoples are working on. So, like I said, just tap in. I've been Gerard Amir Shakir. I am Gerard Amir Shakir. And this is how I got here. Peace.